All right. Oh, shoot. Okay, are we live? Can y'all hear us? Let us know. I have no idea, actually, because this stream deck is actually not working very well. So, let us know if you can hear us.
Got my Uicideboy hoodie, got my scrim hat on, as I call it, my good luck hat that doesn't leave this room. And I'm ready to watch a little Theo Von. Happens to be a special guest of Scrim and Ruby. How about that, Nick? Let's do this thing.
You can't hear us, hopefully?
We're going to do this in 2 parts. Part 1 today, and maybe, hey, depending on timing, maybe part 2 tomorrow.
We will see.
But 2 hours for me is going to be 3 hours.
Yeah.
So I figure an hour would be an hour and a half, and we'll just, who knows? Maybe I'll just let it run through. Maybe I'll say nothing the entire time. Maybe I'll just listen.
Let us know. Nobody said that they can hear us for sure, so I just want to make sure. Because I can't.
Just sitting here. Usually when we're sitting here talking and they can't hear us, they're like, we can't hear you.
Yeah.
So our words must be smooth as butter. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, cool. All right. We're just going to get into it. I'm going to start recording. This
Gotta
feels
scoot
very,
over a little.
I know. I feel like
you're like
the thing is that
right in the middle.
If I keep going your way, that light gets in the background. So that's why I'm having a little.
Maybe we could move that camera to the middle. I don't know.
Yeah, we can move it
to where it's more central, like right up next to that other camera, and that way. Keep going. There you go, and then right there, right there. That way I can be here. You've got plenty of room over there.
I gotta get.
And I'm ready to rock and roll.
Got a Pepsi
Y'all?
for this. It is 11 p.m., ladies and gents. No, it's 10 here. Sorry, 10 here.
I am so ready. I'm just going to sit here and patiently wait until that start button gets hit because I've been waiting for this moment for weeks, I feel like, at this point.
Honestly, the reason we've done it so late is because it is such a long interview that if it was like maybe 45 minutes or an hour, we could have knocked it out. But because it's so long, we wanted to try to do it in one part, but that's just not going to happen. So we're here now, though. So let me know. We're going to start recording this now.
Let's do this.
All right. So you can intro it a little bit if you want.
Okay, it is finally time to watch the Uicideboys, Scrim and Ruby. They are my therapy. Y'all know that. Got my good luck Scrim hat on. With their interview with Theo Von, I cannot believe the day has finally come. He is amazing. Theo Von does such good interviews. He puts everybody at ease. He makes everybody feel comfortable. And I can't wait to hear how much of their past they talk about, how much of just really where they are today versus where they've been before, and how much of their real self comes out in this versus the old hard and tough Scrim and Ruby from the past. I want to see how open they are because I love mental health, and I want to see if they talk about that today.
All right. We're just going to get into it.
Without further ado.
Don't have any sound, but we're just going to get...
I don't
have my headphones. It's okay. I'll just listen. Here we go.
I got mine.
I have some tour dates to tell you about.
There we go.
I will be in Idaho Falls, Idaho.
Come to Texas.
On June 27th. That's an added show. Salt Lake City on June 30th. Las Vegas, Nevada, July 5th and 6th. Wallingford, Connecticut on August 7th. And Bangor, Maine on August 9th. Those are all new dates. Get all your tickets at theovon.com/TOUR. And thank you so much for your support. Today's guests are probably the most requested guests that we've ever had.
Yes.
And that's the truth. They're out of New Orleans, Louisiana, baby. You know that.
Audio's a little loud.
And that's where we came to spend time with them, down here on Carondelet Street at the Maison de la Luz Hotel.
There you go.
They have a new album called New World Depression.
Right? Oh, yeah. That's
Nobody's done it like they have. Nobody's fan base is like theirs is.
Yeah,
Grateful today to spend time with the Uicideboys.
Yeah. wait for this. He's so lucky. I want an interview with them. Come on, Scrim.
I've
Come
been
on,
waiting
Ruby.
to bust these out.
There we are.
You picked a good day.
Yeah, I might retire them after today too.
Turn it back up a
No,
little bit.
man,
Turn
them
it
you
right
gotta
back up.
do
For
that.
you, brother, yes.
Just turn it back up a little
For
bit.
you, yes.
I think it's just the
For
intro.
Christmas or something, you gotta bring them bitches back. Christmas or
Where you spend Christmas normally? You come back to Louisiana?
Yeah.
Yeah, family stuff?
yeah.
I didn't know Theo Vaughn was from Louisiana.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
He's from like Mandeville. He'll talk about it later.
From Mandeville,
Somewhere
just
near
north
there.
of New Orleans. And you know what's cool about this? I wonder where they did this. I think they did this in New Orleans. Somebody said that. Somebody said, I think he went to them. I think, but he looks he just looks just himself. He didn't prep himself. Ain't no makeup going on with Theo Vaughn or anything. And what in the world is Scrim reading or doing? He's doing something there.
Every time my family still lives over in
know what that is.
Mandeville.
Oh, he's just playing with
No,
his
do they?
hoodie.
Big Mandeville.
Always. So was it Covington or Mandeville?
I grew up in Covington and I moved over to Mandeville.
I got you. Where at?
Should we save this? Is this stuff we want to save?
This part of the chat? Oh, we are?
Oh, we are? Roll it up.
Yeah, I grew up in Covington.
Just shout out for a second to the size of Scrim's boots.
Dude, they're massive.
Okay. These are incredible. Look at those shoes, y'all.
Down by Lee Road or whatever, by this
Yeah.
dude. It was down there.
Like, yeah, I know where that is.
A lot of people, dude. A lot of homemade tattoos, body work.
Yeah. They'll handle business and they'll bury you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude, they got kind of BYO chiropractor shit going on, like that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit, they'll hook a like a winch to your leg and try to like a truck, you know.
My dad was in
Like
jail.
they pulling you out the mud, they'll try to fix your hip like that.
My dad was in jail with a Leroy boy, and it was his roommate, and I got it. He took care of him, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he knew the ropes. He took care of him, but it's Blair. You remember Blair? Did you ever meet Blair?
Oh, yeah, I
I
do
did
Blair.
flooring with him and shit when we first started.
Laying tile down?
Yeah.
Take Xanax?
Yeah.
Isn't that
Oh, yeah.
something you hear about their beginning and how much they've done? Like they, jobs, working here, working there, just trying to get by. And they tell all these stories. And that was when they didn't know who they'd become.
Oh, flooring is a gateway drug, I feel like, huh?
Bro,
How is that?
I went to that job sober
In
one day.
Louisiana, it fucking is. That's
I
for
went
sure.
to that job sober for one day just because I didn't have shit, bro, and I was assed out. So I went there sober for one day, and by lunchtime, I was willing to suck some dick for something.
Hey, bro. Yeah.
Straight
Some
up.
female dick, let's say that.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's 2024,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
My friend had a joke of like how people in Louisiana, like blue collar guys, workers, they'll like verbally express their resume to you to hire them, but their resume is like, oh, I don't do pills no more. I do good work, like whatever. That's how they get the job.
I'd rather hire if you do pills. They do better work.
90-degree angles only,
Yeah.
bro. One dude
They
told
on
me
it.
once.
They
I'm like,
on
well,
it.
yeah, that's what we expect.
When I was off that shit, bro, I was on it, bro.
Really?
Employee of the month.
Nuh-uh.
Depends on which specific one it was.
Oh, yeah.
When I was managing a restaurant, Xanax was not my friend.
They were.
I'd let them do whatever they wanted.
I think that's where me and you differ. They were all my friends.
Yeah, no,
Really?
some were
yeah.
better friends than others.
Well, if you want to get
I mean,
into
who
that?
was a better, or I don't know if there's a term for better drug user. I wasn't good at it. I was too sensitive with drugs.
Scott and I were both way too good
He
at
started young.
it. I started young.
I started young, and then basically by 16, I had my first pain pill. I was drinking before that, and every time I drank, I blacked out. Like, you know what I'm talking about. I couldn't help it. You know?
So you would do it every time.
Oh yeah, every time. It wasn't like
Scott was balls to the wall every time.
Yeah, it wasn't
was
like
it.
Yeah.
I had no control whatsoever. But I took my first pain pill at 16, and then from then, I was like, "Fuck, I want to feel like this every
Yeah.
day." Like I get it now.
gotta start
I
chasing
grew
it.
up the way I grew up. I hated all that shit from just growing up how I did, and I was like, I'm never gonna touch any of that shit, and I didn't for a long time until I did, and then once I did,
Yeah.
you know, it's like
Easier
I
said
get it.
than done, yeah.
I get it now. I get why So from 16 on to 2019.
That's what we say about the generational cycles, y'all, for people to know that it is way better if you've got it in your family history to stay away from it. It's not trying to keep you from something amazing. It's not trying to cut you out of, this dessert that tastes so sweet. It's saying once you start, it is very difficult to stop. And he's mentioning, I get it now, because once I started, there was no chance. In other words, you're not guaranteed to be an addict because you were raised by addicts. You are far more likely to become one if you try. But if you never do try, you don't have to actually go there. And you can find other ways to act out that are healthy.
My favorite part of this, I'm just going to put some laughter in here. My favorite part of this whole podcast, I've already seen this, but my favorite part of it is when Scrim and Theo on laugh back and forth. Like, Theo makes Scrim laugh. I just love Scrim's laugh in this. It's hilarious.
His laugh is contagious. And
really
can I say, both of these guys look really good. Like, they look so much healthier. When I go back to the No Jumper podcast they did forever ago, and they were both in a really bad way, it looked like. They look really healthy, and they can reflect back and look back on life in a completely different way now. When you recover, when you make life better, when you become more clean, you can talk about the dark times. You can laugh about the dark times. You can reminisce because you've been there and you're not going back there. You're living a different life now, and that's why they can appreciate it.
Every day, yeah, it was every day, balls to the wall. It started with pain pills, went to stronger pain pills, went
drinking,
to heroin,
pain pills,
then
heroin.
The worst it got
deeper and darker
was toward the end, where I was just speedballing all day, like 20 Adderall a day,
and
20
Xanax.
Xanax a day to calm me down from that.
That's the Louisiana speedball.
Yeah. And then
I remember Scrim telling me when I first talked to him that he got to a point where he took whatever he could, as much as he could, to get any kind of feeling. And then eventually at the end, nothing was working. In other words, all these things work. And when they stop working, you take something bigger. And then you take something bigger and take more of that. And it gets to a point where nothing worked. And that's what he said. I was at a point where nothing was even working anymore. And I was taking everything, should have died, but didn't. And that's the grace of God. And that's also a testament to their story of you don't have to go down that same road. But do you see his progression? It's a progressive illness. It takes more of something and a more intense something every single time you use.
Whatever opiates we can get, fentanyl patches, whatever, dude.
Oh yeah, people will do pickleback heroin in Louisiana. People will do like, what are you doing, bro?
Shit, that drug's always been super prevalent down here, especially in New Orleans.
Yeah.
What about your first? Do you remember taking your first pain pill ever or no?
I do.
Wow.
I had surgery when I was 13. I had two screws put in my ankles for a skateboarding injury that I got into when I was 13, and they did surgery, and then I was prescribed Vicodin, and I would just lay in my bed. The Vicodin pill bottle would be above on my headboard, and every few hours I was supposed to take one, and I got hooked. And after I got recovered and I started being a teenager and being social and all that stuff, that's what I wanted to find was painkillers.
Oh yeah, I remember once I took a couple Somas, bro, and I felt like I didn't have any arms for almost half a day.
Well, the Trinity is supposed to be
the Trinity.
A Percocet, a Soma, and a Xanax. You ever seen The Pharmacist, that documentary on Netflix? That's
Remember
all
they had pill
Shawn Mendes
mills back
shit,
here?
Yeah, that's y'all. Yeah,
Back
Pill
in the
mills.
day.
Yeah,
that was the thing, bro. It was 200 lower tabs, 180 Xanax, and 120 Soma. That was the Trinity that they prescribed to everyone.
yeah. Oh, I remember they busted a mall Santa in Terrytown with 100 Somas on them or something.
Shout out Big Terrytown.
Yeah, bro.
A town full of so many Terrys, they named it after them. It's crazy.
Hey, bro. Hey, Terry will get your flooring, bro. Some dudes, they was so fucked up, they put flooring on the ceiling, bro. You're like, damn, bro, this dude put flooring on everything, bro.
Oh my God, dude.
They'll floor your yard in Louisiana, bro. They don't give a fuck, dude. They'll floor a baby crib. They'll floor it down, bro.
New tile. For
They'll
the baby
floor
crib.
your grandfather, bro. You leave him sitting around.
The mausoleum's got new tile.
Yeah, fucking right.
That's crazy.
You guys, that's crazy. You remember your first pain pill?
Oh yeah,
That's crazy to think of how strong they are and how powerful they are. That's a core memory.
bro. It's a very euphoric It's like almost like a coming to Jesus moment. Like it's like this.
Mine happened in a different situation. My papa had passed away when I was 16, and he was like my dad. Me and him were super tight. I love that man. And when he passed away, I came across a pain pill.
Coping with the sadness.
Yeah, and at that point, I was just like,
Just stop for a second and recognize this is the Suicide Boys. And for them to say something, they're doing therapy here between the two of them. The fact that he can talk about his pawpaw and what he's meant to him. I remember him talking to me about him. And when you have that core person, when you have that person in your life that you look up to, that you adore, that you cherish, that means the world to you, and you lose them, when you're not used to dealing with feelings, it is the most skin-crawling experience that you just need to find a way to deal with that pain, with that sadness, and get a different feeling. And then Ruby chimes in, coping with the sadness.
He knows exactly.
It's a way to deal with the sadness. They are relating to it and understanding it. It's not just, hey, I want to get high. Hey, I want to use. I'm realizing now I was dealing with the pain through doing that while not ever having to talk about the pain. I don't have to talk about the loss of Pawpaw. I can just go use this. And that way I never talk about it. And now they look back on it and they're connecting the dots. Those are core memories like Theo was talking about. Core memories of that using, the euphoric, the come to Jesus moment, Ruby said, this was such a good feeling, such a good high. It's like a gambler going to Las Vegas for the first time and winning $10,000 or $100,000. And it's like, this is a feeling I have to go get again. Same with the pain pills, okay? Any addiction that you latch onto, it's that same feeling of like, wow, this is amazing. But the bottom line is you're covering it up because of something else.
This is too painful. I can't deal with this. Fuck it. And he had his funeral that day, and for me, it had the opposite effect. Like, I didn't get sick. I didn't get tired. I felt like great.
But they get sick.
I know. I felt euphoric. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was running around the funeral home. I gave a eulogy. Everybody standing and giving.
Bro, you'll get a goddamn Emancipation Proclamation.
He only look. I will say to this day, I've heard it's the only eulogy with a trap beat behind it. Bro. So I am saying that's the rumor going around.
DJ Scrim with that eulogy.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude. So do you think you would have been able to give that eulogy if you weren't on the pills?
No.
Wow. So that's probably.
I was too hurt.
I wonder if that's how. Like, I wonder if that. Was that like the first time you ever like kind of spoke like that?
It was the first time in my life that I was comfortable in my skin. That I felt like my whole life, I like there was something off. Like I didn't belong here. You know what I'm saying? Like I could never be comfortable in my own skin. That was the first time where that happened to me. I felt good. I didn't have a care in the world.
So you want to get more of it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Remember, the key to recovery and healing, which he's got today, is feeling that way without using. So the goal, and that's why therapy matters, that's why mental health matters, because getting to that feeling of feeling comfortable in your own skin and being able to get that eulogy, even through the pain, is the goal. And somebody in his shoes way back then would have said, that's never possible. So I need this to be able to feel comfortable in my own skin. You don't need that. When you get enough help, you can actually get to that point. But that's the goal of therapy, is get to this feeling without the drug.
I made it a point. I told myself, I remember, I'm gonna feel like this every day for the rest of my life. And that's what I set out to do from the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep. And that's.
So how does music even get started then by you guys if y'all are already?
Well,
it's hard to get a pillhead to finish painting the baseboards, dude.
I'm probably the most
if
productive.
If you hold pills above their head, you can get them to do anything you want. Anything you want, they'll do it. And
Scrim did say that too. I mean, I think Ruby was probably more of a non-productive user, but Scrim did say, when I was using, I was super productive. He was actually functional. So there are people who use who actually become more productive. And that's dangerous because it makes you think, I'm a better person when I do this. I'm more productive. I get things done. But you actually was pushing the rest of life away. And it was a pretend productive because you just need to use more. You can't use the same pill that you took the first time every single day the rest of your life? You need 5, you need 10, you need a harder one, you need heroin.
I don't know.
Our paths
It
started
wasn't-
differently.
Yeah, and it wasn't like we were so fucked in the beginning. Like, it was very much a fun thing, and we were ignorant, thinking like that story that you hear about death in jail, that's not going to happen to us because we're smarter than that. We know how to do this the
Yeah.
right way. But give it 10 years and we're at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the music always came first. It was never drugs first. The music was always first, and then at some point it kind of the lines got blurred a little bit. But
Yeah, so then who starts the music first, man? Because one thing that's crazy about you guys' music, I was listening to so much of it the past month, trying to like decipher, like, okay, is there certain beat, like, where did some of the sounds come from? Like little things. Sometimes I hear a little bit of like Bone Thug, maybe I would hear.
we used to get that
Vape
so much
smoke
when we
going.
first
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
Did you really?
That happened.
We used to get compared to Bone Thugs all the time.
But then sometimes I would be watching, I would almost think of that movie Gummo or something a little bit. Did you ever see that movie?
I've never seen Gone. He's seen a lot of movies. I
It's
haven't.
super artistic and like bizarre.
It's very bizarre.
and kind of like off violent, kind of like, yeah, I mean, even just looking at that picture.
It's disturbing. Like,
Yes.
it's a disturbing movie.
and I was
Yeah.
like, this shit, it's like, it feels, it's
Scrum changing
music,
his
but it
glasses.
feels like a disturbance. That's what you guys start, like some of y'all stuff feels like that to me.
Yeah.
Like I want to disturb shit.
Yeah, we want to disturb shit. We want to make people feel weird. We want to make people feel. I don't know. At first, we were super edgy, like just
Look at
saying
them.
crazy
Oh my
shit just to see
goodness.
reactions out of people.
That is
shock
wild.
factor.
Shock value, all that thing. And
But you must have liked that. Like there's a thing that you know what I'm saying? Like we, like,
I just
So
like
for me-
I like pressing buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I grew up on like 3-6. That was my biggest influence in
Which is like the
old
spine
Memphis.
of Suicide Boy.
Yeah, like old Memphis music from like the 90s, and my uncle put me on that when I was like 8 years old, and I just got obsessed. But other than that, I came from more of like a trap music background, like trap house, dope deal,
Waka,
and
that type of shit,
yeah,
Chief
all,
Keef.
all that shit. And then
Easy.
yeah, him from the punk background.
And like hip hop. I was on the hip hop tip.
Yeah.
I was like an old head at like 25 years old.
Yeah.
You know, I was
Yeah,
bringing
hating.
like boom bap. I was like, this isn't philosophical enough for
Yeah,
me.
hey,
Like,
yeah.
then I
That's where we differ also.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he made me realize that I was taking myself way too seriously as far as like my taste in music goes.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people from New Orleans have like this elitist taste in music because, you know, the city's pretty like, you know, there's music everywhere, every
Okay.
day, every night. There's music all over the place. So I think growing up here, you kind of like, at least I did, develop this elite taste. And he's the one that kind of knocked me down a couple pegs. And I realized, oh, some music is just fun.
You're right.
It doesn't all have
I
to
think that's the beauty of these two guys being cousins and the way they work off of each other. They are very different. I'm going to tell you, the brief encounter we've had a lot more time with Scrim than I had with Ruby, and both Nick and I. The brief encounter I had, I would measure the two of them up just like they are here. They are very
Yeah.
genuine. They are who they are. Ruby, he will just walk up to you like he did with
Yeah, with
Nick
me.
in this shirt.
same
And
shirt,
he
yeah.
looked at him, he goes, "Hey, that's my verse." and he's like, "You want to get a picture?" And we already heard Ruby doesn't do pictures, but
Yeah.
he did.
He offered. Yeah, he was the one who was like, hey.
And he seems like philosophical. He seems like times you could look and think, man, he looks really serious right now. But he's so down to earth. And then Scrim, to me, he is just straight up genuine, like welcoming, respectful, kind. Ruby is too, but Scrim is like, he just oozes this approachable and welcoming vibe, like very kind from
Yeah,
second one. Like, how you doing? He wants to know your name and he wants to be able to talk to you. He, you know, wants to make sure you're comfortable. They are exactly who they are here in real life,
Yeah.
and I think that's the cool part is they balance each other. And Ruby was saying he kind of kept me in check. And Scrim's like, I'm sure Ruby at some point kept him in check as far as, you know, going off the deep end too. Don't you think? Like your impression of them?
No, totally. Yeah, they're very. I get really nervous when I meet new people,
Yeah.
and especially like somebody like Scrim. When
Oh
I
my
got to meet Scrim, I
goodness.
was like freaking out. But he's so chill. Like, I mean, he was just a regular. You could tell he was just a regular guy. Because we got to talk to him before they went on stage, and he was like totally just like into this conversation with us, and we're like, don't you need to go? And he's like, no, it's fine. It's chill.
Yeah, it's like you need to do a sound check before the show. It's okay. We got time.
Like,
Ruby's
yeah.
a guy I would love to sit down and talk to as well, because I think I would love to hear what really goes on with him. I think he keeps things a little, this is my guess, keeps things a little bit more close to the vest. Like he just doesn't reveal as much maybe about vulnerability, what's happened in his life. I think he'll talk about anything, but I'm not sure he will always, unless he really trusts somebody, open that stuff up.
Yeah.
To be so serious, like with a message and shit.
Yeah.
But now he seems so chill.
That's the
Like,
vibe I
he's-
get from like, and even getting go to one of y'all's shows, like just
So
like
cool.
there's this legion of people that want to just have this experience.
Yeah.
You know, they want to be in this like disturbing moment. You know, like they like the song, but it's almost like they're anthems too to them.
Yeah.
That's
to
a good
feelings
word.
that they
That's a
have.
good word.
kinda.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Man, that's a
like
good
that
way to
one.
put it, bro.
Dude, it's a lot of these kids are like misfits and outcasts and weirdos, and like he said, never felt comfortable in his own skin. I can relate to that very well, you know, myself. So I think we provide a place for these kids to feel like they're surrounded by their people.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they come and
A
they
community.
like, yeah, and it's like this emotional like, they can like get their emotions out by getting in the pit or yelling lyrics, or like, you know, maybe you'll meet a girl there, you might meet your best friend there. I always like to think that after these shows, like these kids stay in touch and like it's like whole community
Oh,
forms.
they do. I've seen it. They do, and I think they share a connection with us, which
for
which
sure.
I love, because I don't ever want them to look at us as. I want us to be humanized to them.
For sure.
Oh, it
That's
felt
what
like it
we
dude,
were
when I
just
was
talking
there. I
about, yeah.
remember
Exactly.
even going
To be
from
a real person.
backstage and being around the people that the night I was there, I think you guys had Shakewell,
Nashville?
Yeah, Nashville,
Yeah.
and who else?
what year
Tall
was
black
that?
dude.
Germ,
Night
Ty Lavelle was there.
Yep.
Shakewell, Cheddar
Cheddar
was there. We had Turnstile.
Boy, no, not that.
Puya?
Puya, no, not, and
He
he
wasn't
wasn't there. Yeah, Cheddar was there, but I remember from even just the people that were backstage, to the people working with y'all, to the crowd, I couldn't tell the difference between who the fuck was who anyway. You know what I'm saying? I accused 7 of people of being damn Shakewell and Cheddar.
Yeah.
Dude, I met 2 girls that look like Cheddar. And look, Cheddar's a handsome guy.
Hey, he's a good looking dude,
And
man.
they were pretty girls. I'm just saying that it feel like all the same people. It just feels like it doesn't feel like there's
It's uniform. It's like, yeah.
it doesn't feel like you guys are in like a superior place.
I don't ever want anyone to feel like I think I'm better than him.
So true
I
of him.
don't like that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I
So
don't,
genuine.
I don't like that at all. I never want to be
A
looked
great
at as
man.
if I like punch down or anything. Like, yeah, no, I hope I would never put myself out there to be looked at in that light, because I don't feel like I'm better than even the people that come to the show. Dude, I don't feel like I'm better than any of them. The people that are helping us at the shows and working and putting the sets together and
I mean, we
security.
thank them every night. We
Yeah.
thank the security and then the venue workers, because it's true. Without them, you know, it takes a lot of people to throw a show and to throw a tour. And it's not just all about the glitz and the glamour, because people know our names and our faces. You know, a lot of people put hard work into this. And, you know, Scott and I have been able to remain humble throughout all of this. And we love meeting the fans and talking with them, but we do have our boundaries. And we've never been a dick to the fans, except if they deserved it. You know, I use that word loosely, but, you know, kind of crossing that boundaries and posing on our personal space a little too much to where we have to say something.
Yeah, sometimes you also have to have
I got into it with a commie in my comments the other day, you know, like shit like
a
that.
communist guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He said he was gonna come take all my shit. So
Well, come over,
And
right?
I had to let him know.
come distribute it.
Come
to-
try it. Yeah.
But dude, to take all somebody's shit, that would take 2 or 3 days, bro. You can't.
He told me
You know what
I
I'm
was
saying?
outnumbered. So
I don't know. He had an ex-girl. I'm sorry, this is too much, but he had an ex-girl take all his shit out of his house in a couple days. That was
oh
possible.
yeah,
So.
it's possible. It's possible. I was in rehab with a bag of underwear, some shirts from H&M that Kyle bought me for rehab, and like
Oh my
fucking
goodness.
10 grand left to my name, which sounds like a lot to some people, but you know, I mean, at the time, bro, I had like $1 million house and what, $1 million, you would say, and that's what I was down to. So yeah.
Yeah, dude. Well, it's funny because sometimes when you go to rehab and shit, people will pack a bag, and the most thing they put in there the most, bro, underpants, bro. It's, like, it's almost like it's important, but it's like, bro, at least help me.
I was like, I'll figure the rest out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You'll see somebody in rehab wearing like underpants as a shirt.
Oh, bro, I went to like Target before I went to rehab and just bought all cozy, comfortable clothes. I didn't give a shit. Like,
Ruby's in a bunch of onesies. Yeah. Relax.
That is something.
Temporarily blocked.
Oh, come on. This is so good.
Gotta talk to Theo about this.
I know. Who can we talk to? So we can't record it anymore?
Oh, we can still record it. It's just nobody gonna see it live.
What is it? What do you mean? It just blanked on the screen?
Yeah. Everybody was saying no in the comments, and I was figuring out why. So I paused it. We'll see if it comes back. I'm gonna just put it on us for a second.
Man, what a bummer.
Let's see if it comes back.
Why would they do that? I don't understand. Maybe we need to do it in just 15-minute increments. You know, like 20 minutes?
Yeah.
We won't make it through a whole hour for sure if it's already blocked in 17 minutes.
Yeah.
Bummer.
I just put the sketch video out. Text Scrim. Just kidding.
I know.
I don't know that he would do anything.
No, he can't do anything for sure, probably.
Let me see this back on. We will wait.
Bummer. So they can't see us at all?
No. Not yet. Dang, Theo's people are crazy. They're like, man, we are. That Theo's people clearly don't like people reacting to their stuff.
I don't understand it.
It's YouTube, man. We're gonna have to go on Twitch or something.
I don't know. Did you get memberships? Wow. Somebody sent an Instagram
Of what?
deal saying you got banned. Is it banned?
Hey, okay, we're back.
Hey! I cannot believe Theo Vaughn would do this
How
to us.
dare you, Theo?
Like, come on. We're just trying to watch Scrim and Ruby.
I don't know how much. I honestly don't know how much longer we could even go. I mean, we can try until we.
Do you want to get to the 30-minute mark if we can, or we can't get that far?
I don't even know. Either we're gonna have to do that, or we're gonna have to go to like Twitch or something. Like not tonight, but for when we do.
Well,
it
do you
now.
want to stop here?
No, I mean I want to.
I'm fine to. Well, it's going to get blocked again pretty quick, right?
I don't know. I just.
It's either
Maybe-
that or you do it in 15-minute increments,
Or
and
you just pause a lot more.
I felt like I was pausing kind of too
were.
much
Well, you were pausing. But
because I kept hearing things. But
I
this
don't know
is
what
really
we should
good.
do.
And there's no way we could do a 2-hour.
Somebody reach out to Theo Vaughn and tell him.
Where can we talk to Theo? I know Scrim and Ruby can't do anything about it because it's not theirs.
Theo get reaction therapy on the podcast. We'll come on.
Theo wouldn't he say, "Man, guys, y'all need to be able to do that. Y'all are good people." I would think so. I love Theo Vaughn. So I'm gonna let Nick make the call because I don't know what to
Members
do at this point.
only and unlisted doesn't matter. It's still YouTube still has copyright
Yeah.
claims over everything. The only way would be like going to Twitch or something where it wouldn't get blocked like that. But
Or if I just watch it myself.
or if we just do it not live, yeah.
Which is maybe the easiest way to get it out quicker, but
Yeah. Snapchat watch party. By the way, before we're gonna try to get to the 30-minute mark. I think that's what we're gonna try to do,
Okay.
and then we'll stop. But I did want to tell all y'all. I just posted a video that Tom just reacted to. Tom gave his take on the Sketch situation.
What's
If y'all
up, brother?
If y'all haven't heard, Sketch is kind of in the news right now, and Tom just gave his reaction to the whole situation. So if you want to see what Tom's thoughts were on it, I
Can
just
you
posted that
guess
video.
what Tom's thoughts are on it?
Yeah. So that is on our channel now. So go give that a listen if you want as well. We're gonna get back into it and try to get as far as we can. And then after this, we're gonna talk about it. We'll figure out what we're gonna do with the rest of it, I guess.
Yep.
We'll have to think about that later. But there we go. Let's try it. Oh, wait, I gotta put this screen back up. Sorry. Let's do it. Nope, that's not the right button.
What he would do.
I mean, at that you can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. You don't have a phone. So what's the point in like trying to dress to impress? Like,
Ruby's got one of those portable fireplaces he got going on.
they had Roku's in the rehab.
So when you guys first start putting the tunes together, then how does that kind of happen? I mean, I know there's a lot of lore out there, but I just want my fan base to know too, man, that, you know, you guys are out of Louisiana. You guys have created this universe that's really super unique, man. Like you guys' thing is, it's its own thing.
Thank you, bro.
It's its own fan base.
Yeah.
It's its own. I never know who will be a Suicide Boys fan.
That's
That's
a good
weird,
point.
bro.
It trips me out too,
strange.
bro. I don't think we haven't gotten used to any of this either, bro.
No.
Like even coming here today, it was like really nerve wracking. You know, we're really introverted. But as far as the music, I mean, when you say like how does it get created, are you talking about like from a creative standpoint when we get together and actually make the song, or like how did we get together and get to this
Yeah,
point?
you mean like the origin or like?
Yeah, I know you guys are cousins, right?
Yeah.
I know you guys
Yeah.
have that family. I mean, I even think that you guys look alike. People tell you that a lot.
Our moms are sisters.
Oh, yeah?
He looks kind of like my brother, but I don't think we've ever gotten compared.
No.
Us personally.
Maybe when we were younger.
Yeah.
When we were younger.
But it's just it's the kind of wildest sound or feeling or thing that come out of New Orleans. It's really interesting because you wouldn't think it. If you played you guys' music for people from, you know, and they were like, where do you think this came out of? I don't know if they would say New Orleans.
Yeah,
you know?
right,
I don't know if
right.
they wouldn't.
Right.
I agree.
But it's just what you guys have is so unique. It's not mainstream. It's your own thing. It's huge. I mean, you guys you guys are playing arenas. You know, it's like it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It is.
And it's kind of it's all you. It's all you.
And I
your-
wonder if they're going to get to the point of talking about where they were, the origin of the name, the idea that they would just end everything if it wasn't going to work out. The music meant everything to them, and how they got to the point of actually making it.
We got blocked again.
So we got to stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll wait for it to come back and then
Yep.
we'll say goodbye.
We done. God, I wonder if do they get to that point where they talk about like we were the Suicide Boys, we were ready to end things. Man, I wish he would have talked about that. Because it's a vast change to go to today where they are telling people life is worth it when before they would have said it's not.
Yeah, they didn't. I don't think they ever mentioned that, but YouTube's on that BS. Somebody said.
Oh, well, how many people have been in?
Well, our peak, the first time we had like 75.
Yeah.
Now it's been at like 50. I think in the future we might be able to do Twitch